How you doing? Hey folks, I gotta tell you a story. Two stories actually. I was standing in line at a store and the guy before me, nice gentleman, we were talking. He said, "Oh, we're better weather than back east. It's 74 degrees and the sun is shining here, folks." So I wish there's some people to come here, so I'm gonna talk first, okay? So anyways, I tell him I'm originally from upstate New York. Uh, There, Mr. Boston, you're there. So anyways, tells me, okay, we're getting some people here. So I'm standing in line in the store. Nice gentleman in front of me. He said, "Well, we certainly got better weather than back east." I said, "Yeah." I said, I was born back there. I said, a small town, Rome, New York. And my daughter just sent me pictures this morning. So I showed her the pictures with all the snow. Mr. Boston, you're from Boston, you know what I'm talking about, because you're not far from there. Hi, Agent Orange, thank you. So anyways, uh, I showed him the pictures. He said, "Oh my God," he couldn't believe it, because he was born here in California. I said, "I've been out here 50 years. He said, "What borough did you live in?" I said, "Well, the last borough I lived in," I said, "it was in Brooklyn." I said, "It was in Metropolitan Detention Center." He cracked up. He patted me on the back. Okay. You see how transparent I am. Okay. I don't hide. Hey, it's my buddy Sonny Grasso. Everybody say hi to Sonny. How you feeling, buddy? I hope you're doing better. Okay. You, Cutty Chit Chat, you caught it, yeah. Oh, yeah, folks, I do those sort of things to people on the street. Oh, another time, I gotta tell you. I was in Santa Monica. Now, Santa Monica, they hate smokers. Okay, I think everybody there does. Okay? Actually, a lot of people hating smokers. All right? Well, I think that I got as much right as a non-smoker, don't I? I don't know. I think so. Anyway, I was smoking on the corner. Then I put the cigarette out. And she comes up to me and she said, "You're from New York." I looked at her and I said, "Yes, I am. And I'm proud of it." She said, "There's no smoking here." I said, "No? Watch this." I took another cigarette out, lit it up. I gotta tell you, I blew it in her face. Well, folks, Trump has announced, all right, before I begin, please hit that subscribe button, the like, and the share, all that good stuff. Help me here, folks. Let's build this channel up because I'm coming to you twice a day now because there's so much news, okay? All right? Thank you, it's Poofy. I appreciate that. All right? Thank you, Brendan. All right, Max. All right? People always ask me how old I am. You must be new. I'm 111 years old, Vivian. Don't I look great? Okay, I just walked 2 miles. Okay? 111. Can you believe that? Well, if you believe that, I got some swampland for you in Florida, I'd like to show you. Well, folks, yeah. I think the protesters are getting the job done, I gotta be honest. The civil unrest in this country is just overwhelming, and Trump announced that he might take some ICE agents and Border Patrol out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Will he? Well, first of all, you could bet he's going to consult with Stephen Miller first, not Christine, no. Let's be honest, folks, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of Christine Nome. You know, when he first appointed her, I liked her. And now I don't even want to see her on TV no more. Huh? Somebody asked me if I knew the Marcello. Okay? I knew Carlo Marcello, and I met him in New Orleans. All right? So it's all in my book, folks. The Accidental Gangster. You all know I'm the author of the best-selling book, The Accident. Yes, Punch, I still am. Okay? I just bought another carton. Okay? Hey, you know, another thing I discovered? You know, out here in California, you know, you drive around, you got, you know, these Mexicans, they got the tents up. And so I was walking around, there was one there, and I got a great tortilla. It was really amazing. $3, folks. $3. Oh, I ate it right there. They had these little chairs you could sit on. I said, oh my God. $3. Folks, this is cheaper than going to the grocery store. Okay? Yes, I know Andrew, Fred. Yes. And you say you eat too. Folks, I've done a little research. You know, I love history. Okay? And, you know, I'd like to know how many of you folks, all right, are getting this winter storm that's going around. Okay? Please leave me a comment. Let me know where you're from, what city, what state, all right? And I'm going to give you some advice right now, young man, all right, about history. Let's talk about Adolf Hitler. Now, you've heard me before. I compare Stephen Miller with Adolf Hitler. Why do I do that? Stephen Miller looks like him, first of all. He was born here, right here in Santa Monica, California. Texas, it's cold and snowing there. That's amazing, really. Oh, my God. But how did Hitler take over the country of Germany? Folks, you know the first thing you got to do? Somebody asked me, who's Stephen Miller? Stephen Miller is glued to the hip of Donald Trump. Stephen Miller is the one, he was behind in his Trump's first administration, behind the immigration issue. Now, closing the borders, I was all for that. Getting the illegal criminals out of this country, I'm all for that. But not the legal ones, okay? Oh, hey, you got it, Darlene. Bavino, another rat. You know what? I don't like people who kiss another person's ass. I just don't like it. Tell me what you think. Am I right or am I wrong? Trump has surrounded himself with number one loyalists. Who did he put in charge, all right, of our military, entire military, all right, all branches. What's he called? He changed the name to Department of War. Department of War he changed it to. I think that's it. All right? That's the beginning, folks. What things is he trying? And somebody said, do I know a black person? Yes, I do. I know a million of them. Very good friends with. One just left here. An NBA player, I'm not going to announce his name yet, just left with a young lady. He's got a lot of connections in Hollywood, and he's introducing me to some people. So, yes, folks, I'm friends with everybody. So, anyway, let's get back. How did Hitler take over Germany? You know, Hitler was a Nazi. All right? Hitler gained control. First of all, gaining control of the German military. They called it Wehrmacht or something. Primarily by systematically purging, sidelining, or forcing the retirement of skeptical conservative senior officers and replacing them with loyalists. Loyalists. Pete Hegseth is a loyalist. By February 1938, Hitler assumed personal command, establishing the OKW Armed Forces High Command to consolidate authority. The purge in 1980, following fabricated scandals of Bloomberg and Frisch, Hitler removed or retired multiple high-ranking generals. Following Hindenburg's death in 1934, the military swore a personal oath of loyalty to Hitler rather than the Constitution. Now, we all know Donald Trump really doesn't like our Constitution. In a way, I feel that it should be changed, it should be updated, because the people who wrote that Constitution, they didn't even know what a light bulb was, okay? None of that was around, and we're still living by that. But there's a lot of good things in there, okay? Ideological alignment. Hitler aligned with the Army's goals of rearmament and overturning the Treaty of Versailles, then fostered national socialist indoctrination. In December of 1941, he took personal command of the Army to control strategies. By 1938, the structure was tailored to ensure all major decisions flowed through him, with generals like Wilhelm Keitel executing the orders. Those generals, they were loyalists to him. I know a lot of you don't like history. You don't want to learn. But you know what? Yeah, Michael Francesi and I made up a long time ago, so catch up with the times, my friend. I can get Michael on the phone right now if I wanted to, okay? Folks, we do talk, all right? We got no animosity towards each other. I said bad things about him, he said bad things about me, okay? So I want you to know that. Now, what happened in Germany before Hitler took over? Political violence. Radical right-wing parties, including the Nazis, fought with communist organizations like the RFB. Constant violence. What's happening right now in this country, folks? All right? We got political violence because of what ICE is doing. All right? Economic collapse. Hyperinflation in 1923 and the Great Depression after 1929 fueled massive unemployment, misery, and desperation. Now you hear Trump come up on TV and he tells you he lowered prices, okay? He keeps telling you. Why does he keep telling you the heat prices are lower in grocery stores? Okay? That's to brainwash you to think that it's really happening and that he's really doing that. When in fact, grocery prices have increased 2.8% since he's been in office. 2.8, folks. I'm not lying. I do my research. I get the facts. You know, folks, we get a lot of disrespectful people, and it's just not my channel, it's other channel, okay? And Michael said, all right, don't pay attention to them. They're nothings. They're nobodies, okay? He's right, all right? So, folks, what's going on in this country? Trump has surrounded himself with loyalists. He's got Pete Hegseth and he changed the name Department of War. Why did he change it? Department of War. There's somebody in his administration, they know a war is coming. Whether it's going to be a civil war or a World War III, I don't know. But I don't have good feelings. Thank you, Agent Orange. Folks, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Okay? I bring you the latest in news, updated information, and I give you, all right, solid information. I'm very transparent. I don't lie. I only tell you the truth. Okay? Somebody says I'm old. You want to match me in an arm wrestling or a fight, my friend? Okay? See, these guys, they talk, they don't know. They feel powerful because they got a phone in their hand. So they become disrespectful. And you know what? I don't blame them. You heard me say this. I blame their parents. I bet they call their father Dick, Bob, and their mother Helen, Ellen, whatever. I bet they don't call their mom and dad mom and dad. Okay? That's very disrespectful. Okay? And I don't go for that. So, folks, people keep asking. Stephen Miller has been with Trump a long time. He does most of his speech writing. He's the guy behind the immigration. He's the guy that tells Christine Nome Bovino, okay, and this bully, Tom Homan, who Trump sent, they gave him the title of Border Czar. Border Czar, Z-Z-A-R. Why? If you ever, we talk about bullies a lot, okay? That guy is a bully. He's the true definition of what I'm talking about. Another guy that Trump listens to, Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon is an advisor. Trump listens to these people, and some of the things that they want, he's actually doing. And he gets some good advice from some people. I know Bill O'Reilly talks to him on a weekly basis. But even Bill O'Reilly he says, I try to convince him in a nice way. He said, but Donald Trump is going to do what he wants to do. Okay? Folks, what does he really want to do? Okay? What does he want to really do? We don't know, do we? Or do we speculate what he's going to do? But if you put everything together, what he's doing, who he's listening to. I'm for immigration. Great idea. I'm great. I tell people support your police officers, your law enforcement officers. You get stopped for anything. Put your hands up in the air. Okay? This guy, Pretty, should be alive today. These agents had the gun. Now I watched the different videos from all over a million times because I wanted to make sure. Harvey Levin on TMZ done the same thing. An ICE agent took the gun. This guy was not waving a gun, was not brandishing a gun, although he had a permit to carry a gun. And yes, there were bullets in it. Any of you have a gun permit, and you carry, you carry a gun, you have it loaded. There's no reason to have a gun on you if it's not loaded, okay? The ICE agent took it. No, he wasn't. You're wrong. He was not brandishing a gun. He had it in his belt, okay? An ICE agent took it out of his belt, and that's when he held it up that the guy had a gun. And seconds later, here's an ICE agent holding that guy Pretty's gun, and they put 10 or 11 bullets in him. Huh? He wasn't pushing the ICE agent. They had him on the ground. Folks, look at the videos. Look at it through your own eyes. And you're going to make the right decision. This is not a question whether you love Trump or don't love him. All right, that's not a question at all. It's a question of what these guys did on the streets of Minneapolis. That was wrong. All that guy was doing, he had his cell phone. He was filming them. How many of you go on the streets and film different things? You all seen me on the streets here of Beverly Hills, and I'm giving you, showing you the sights and that there. Oh, God damn it, what if an ICE agent came back? If ICE agents got in front of me, I would be taking pictures of them. And they're going to shoot me for it? Huh? Hey, Donald! I'm too old. Boy, the disrespectful people. I just don't like disrespectful people, folks. So let's hope that Trump comes to his sentence. Will he pull them all? No, but there's no need to have 3,000 or more ICE agents in that city, okay? Thank you, Annie. Folks, Los Angeles Police Department, if you lived in Los Angeles, you do not want to get in trouble, all right, and have to call 911 because it takes forever to get a police car to your location because they don't have enough police officers and nobody wants to work, all right? We need the police. Thank you, Dakota. I appreciate it. Put the action on Gangster right out there. Thank you, Elliot. The Rams blew it. I'm a 49er guy. All right? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Milagros Diaz. Yeah, this guy left work. He worked for the veterans. He was a nurse in an ICU. All right? There comes a time of having humanity. You got to do what's morally right. Those ICE agents were wrong. Totally wrong. Who's investigating? The Minnesota police, because it happened on the streets of Minneapolis. All right? That's a state case, as far as I'm concerned. It's not a federal case. But they're going to have Homeland Security investigate their own. That's wrong. Hey, you want receipts on what, buddy? Huh? And fixes and Patriots to win the Super Bowl. Oh, we'll see, folks. We will see. Donald, you don't like me, huh, buddy? You know why you don't like me, Donald? I'm going to tell you why. You're very jealous of me because I'm smarter than you. I know more than you, okay? I'm not upset with you, Donald, okay? I just know you're a disrespectful moron, okay? Some people like that, all right? I can't change you. I don't think there's any help for you. That guy Donald I'm talking to, folks, I give him the courtesy of talking to him, all right? Let's see, what's that? You're right there, Sunny Desha. Thank you for sharing that. You are absolutely correct. Folks, read that comment. She's right, spot on. I think it's a she. No. If it's a he, I apologize. Okay? I am 81. I guess it's a he. Thank you, Sonny. All right? Folks, it's all very obvious. He was not brandishing the gun. Okay? The gun was in his belt, right where, and even now, Christine Knoll is saying they took it from his belt. Okay? I think she said that finally. Okay? She's got to wake up and see it. Okay? They know what happened there. Trump, Christine Knoll, the guy Bovino, and Tom Homan. They know the ICE agents were wrong. So they're trying to fix it up in such a manner that they could appease everybody. Do you think that they possibly could? And folks, by the way, hit that subscribe, like, share, leave comments, okay? I take the time to come here to give you proper advice and give you some history lesson. Have the respect. Show some respect in return. Because folks, those who come to me, come to my channel, you're my family. You're the only reason that I'm doing this here, okay? I'm not making a lot of money doing this here, okay? I'm doing it because I could. I'm doing it because I study. I still read every single night. While in prison, I read over 300 books. I've been reading since I was knee-high, okay? I always loved reading. You know why I love reading? Because I learn things. And I listen to younger people, smart younger people, respectful younger people, because I learn things about the youth of our society, things that they want to accomplish in life. And I have mentored several young men to stay out of a life of crime. Yes, I have. I've given speeches for abused women, I stand up for abused women. Hey folks, I'm going to show you something. Hang on a minute. Do you folks like potato chips? Wise potato chips. Folks, I haven't seen these in 50, 60 years. These were big back in New York years ago. I didn't even know they were still in business. Do any of you remember these? I'm going to tell you, the best potato chips around. Wise. I saw that. I was shocked. I just wanted to share that with you because, I come here and I share with you folks a lot of personal things, okay, of my life, as you know. And I can't believe January is almost finished. This month is almost gone. All right? Thank you, Cowboy. I wish you were here. I share these potato chips with you folks. Okay? For those who were here this morning, did you hear I did a live show this morning, and, about Alex Preddy and everything. I don't know why it's happening in Minnesota. ICE agents are all over the country in a lot of states. They're here in Los Angeles. Somebody got shot here in Los Angeles last week, but nobody's talking about that. I think this here is the thing that put it over the cliff, and maybe in his death, Alex Preddy will accomplish what he was seeking. So, folks, no matter what you think, say a prayer for that guy, Alex Preddy, and may he rest in peace. God bless you all. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, folks.